All right, so we're at our home screen here, and this is where you'll go when you log into your website. Um, and we're going to be talking about feeds first, and there's lots of different uses for feeds. You can use them for sharing your sermons. You can use them for blogs, for announcements, for prayer requests. You can use them really for anything you want on your website, and the application of them is limited as your imagination. So there's lots of different ways you can use feeds. Today we're going to use them. I'm going to show you how to use them for announcements. So right now under News, I have an announcements page, but there's nothing on it right now. So I'm going to go under Pages, and I'm actually going to show you how to create a feed first. So I'm going to delete that one. So I'll click on that and then hit the delete button down here. Delete. So now it's gone out of News. So to create a feed, you go up here to this Add a Page button. You click on that, and this little icon here, this is the feed icon. There's different page templates, but this is the one we're going to work with today. So I'll click on Feeds and hit Create. And then up here we can name it. So I'll name it Announcements. Hopefully I'm spelling that right. And hit Enter. And then to put it in your menu bar, you just drag it right over to where you would like it. I'm going to put it under Calendars. And hit Save Changes. And it has this little icon on the tab here, so you can see that it's a feed icon. This one has a calendar on it. These are all blank because they're just normal pages. These ones down here have little people on them because they're group pages. So this one here is a feed page, as well as the pastor's blog right under it. So to see that, we'll exit out of here. And if we go under News, it should appear right there. We click on it, and we're back to where we started with nothing there. So that's how you create a page. It's pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot that goes into it. So now I'll show you how to create a post. So now that we're in our feed, you can see the feed icon there showing that this is a feed. You would go over to the Edit Page tab here on the side. And there's a few different options here. You can name the feed here, the feed title. You can change the URL title. So if you wanted this to be church announcements as the title, you could change the URL to mychurch.com/church announcements if that's what you wanted. You could add in the meta description here, and that will assist you in pulling your feed or your blog up in Google's rankings, so that if people type in church blogs, maybe yours will pop up there. You can change how many blogs per page that you want on there, how many posts per page. Right now we're set to 7, so 7 posts will appear at a time here. And after you get to the 7th, if you post an 8th one, that first one will go back into the archive. You can click to show your post content. I'll talk about that in a little bit here. We'll come back to that. You can set rules for the feeds on this post, so you can allow comments and you can moderate comments. For public posts where you kind of want anyone to be able to comment on it, you may want to moderate the comments. That way, if you have people not from your church commenting, you can kind of just make sure that all of the comments on there are respectable and good to go. So you can have whoever's moderating this blog moderate the comments as well. We'll talk about comments more in a little bit, but if your blog or your post is just for internal use within your congregation, and it's just your members looking at it, you don't have to moderate the comments. So like I said, we'll get to comments in a little bit here. For now that we have Edit Page open, you can see that we're able to type in here. If it's closed, you're not able to do anything. So we'll open it back up. And you don't have to be an administrator to do this, but you can be an administrator. You have to at least be an administrator, designer, or publisher. A publisher is someone who's strictly helping out with like advertising events and things like that. So they have access to publish events and publish content. Now that we're in here, we'll click here. This is our Wysiwyg Editor. Wysiwyg stands for what you see is what you get. So anything you type in here will show up how you type it. Kind of like Microsoft Word. It's got a lot of the same features as that. but you can also insert different things like images and audio and video and links and all these different things. You can access the source code if you know how to do HTML and really get into the nitty-gritty kind of stuff. You can set up different styles to implement on your page so that all of your posts look consistent. So for now, we're going to create a post. It's the beginning of the year for a lot of churches, so a lot of churches do a rally day. So we're going to create a rally day post. I've already got some content that I'm going to fill in here, so I'm going to copy that and paste it right in there. So that's another awesome thing you can do is you can have different people from your church send you all of this content in Microsoft Word or whatever you'd like, and you can just copy and paste it right in there, and it makes it easy to get all of the content in your blog without you having to do a whole lot of formatting and typing it all up yourself. So now if we wanted to format this, we could make it bold or underlined or italicized, any of that kind of stuff. So like I said, it's very similar to Microsoft Word. You can insert a picture into there. So I'll do that. I have a picture created. I have it saved in my assets, so I'm just going to pull it up there. And you can see that it kind of pushes everything around. So I'm going to change this to left aligned so that it aligns to the left of all of the text. And you can see it kind of extends past this box here, so I'm going to move the box down just to keep formatting looking nice and neat. There, now all of it fits in there nice and neat. You can add a link to the time if you want to, for instance, link to your calendar. You would click on this link button here, and you can send it to any URL, or you could send it to a page in your site. So I'm going to send it to the calendar and hit OK, and you can see it links right there. Let's see. I think that's looking pretty good. If for some reason your picture was too large and you wanted to make it a little smaller, you would just double click on Advanced, and you can change the width and height here. If you unclick that, you can change those individually, or you can leave it clicked and it will change them together. But I like the way this looks right now, so I'm going to leave that how it is. Oops, I wanted that space there. And I'm going to hit Create. So now we have a post that's created here. And it just pops right down so you can start on the next one if you'd like. So let me hit Save and close the edit page. And you can see that our post is now up and running. Let's see, I think we need to publish this post. So I'll click on the post, and if you hit Edit Page, you can see that it's still in draft status. So if I click on that, I can change it to Published, and that means now anyone who's not a publisher or an administrator can see this post. You can change the title, the meta description again. You can backdate it if you need to, or schedule it out. So this is the published date, and that's where you would do all that. If you needed to change what feed it's on, you can do that here by clicking on this feed button. For instance, if you posted a sermon in the announcements page by accident, you could just click here and change it to sermon, and it would pop back into the sermon page. But we'll leave it on announcements. Hit Save, and we'll exit out. Let me take a look here. So there's a lot more that you can do with these and go into, but that's basically the kind of what would get you off the ground with scheduling a post and creating that and editing it. It's not too tricky. It's pretty straightforward. So let's look to see all of your different announcements and different posts that you've created. We have this tab up here for administrators. You can click on Posts, and you can see all of the different posts that you've created on your site. And it shows you things like the name, the feed, the status, the author, where it was, or when it was published. And if you wanted to change any of that, you could click on it, or you could go into that and edit all those different things. If you wanted to set this post to private so that no one can see it yet because you're working on it, for instance, you would click on it and hit Make Draft, and that would change it from published to draft. So like I said, if you need to go in and fix anything on it and you don't want people to see it right now, you would just change it to that. To delete it, you can do the same thing. Click the X box and hit delete. Or you can change the feed from this page as well. So if, like I said, this one here looks like it should be an announcement actually. So we'll do that. We'll click on Vacation Bible School is coming, and we'll change the feed. We'll set it to announcements. So now it's in the proper location. Now if we go back to our announcements feed, we can see there should be 2 different announcements there. So now we have both announcements. This one's it's in draft mode and it looks like the image was lost, but that's what it would look like if you send it to the right feed. So now let's look at comments, because that's pretty much everything there is for posts. So click in Rally Day post, and you can see that there's this little comment area down here. And it's this is a good place to create activity and discussion around your post. So if anyone has a question about an event, like what they should bring or things like that, they could ask it in this area. So let me log out actually as the administrator and show you what it looks like as a normal user. You won't be able to do this on your site. This is just an internal thing we have here at Concordia Technology Solutions. So wait, let me see. Oh, I'm still logged in. So let me sign out here. And now let me log in. I'll log in as Sally Baxter. Let's take a look. Okay, and Sally's just a normal user, so she should see the announcement as a normal person. And you can see that the excuse me, the VBS announcement is now gone, and that's because it was posted in draft mode, so it won't appear for people who are just regular users. Only the ones that are publicly posted are visible to anyone. But you can see that there's 0 comments here. So if I click on this, I can go down to comments, and I can say, this event sounds cool. What should I bring? I'm bad at leaving my big fingers on the shift key. You can tell them who wrote it. I'll say Sally. And then you have to just type in this CAPTCHA to make sure you're a real person. And it posts right up there. And so now the administrator can go back in. Let me log in as Luke so I can show you. And he can edit that comment, delete it, reply to it. He could tell her what to bring, those sort of things. Like I said earlier, oops, not on this one. Let me go back. On the actual feed page, so if you go to News Announcements, on this feed page, you can set whether or not you want to moderate the comments. And that way, you can leave it open to the public, but you can make sure that people aren't using vulgar language and things like that on your comments. So you get to approve them before they post. And also, if you unclick this Show Post Content, it'll only show the title on your post page when people come to it. So now the picture's gone and the text is gone, and you just see the titles, and you have to actually click on the event or the post to see the content underneath it. So now that I have those changes made, let me log out again and make a different comment. All right, let me log in. I'm going to log in as Rob this time. So now I'll go to Announcements, click on Rally Day, and I can see that there's a comment there. And maybe Rob is also helping with the event, so he could comment to Sally and respond to her what to bring. So how about, please bring a salad. And you can format these comments to look differently than just this text. So you can type in there and just have it be normal text, or you can check out these different options using Markdown. It's just a different way of using HTML, inline HTML, and it shows you all of that kind of stuff in here. I won't go into that. If you want to format your comments differently, you can take a look here. It's always right under the comment if you can't remember how to get there. So for instance, if I wanted it to be a title, I could have please bring be a header, and then a salad be like the normal text. So let me see, I think this will work. We'll do that. You put a little number sign before it, and then leave that normal. I think that should do it. So let's try this. So this is 2, post it. Oh, let's see. For some reason, that's not working. Well, we'll just say, please bring a salad. Seven, 6, 2. I don't know what I did wrong here. Let's try one more time. Please bring a salad. Now I get a longer one. J-U-P-T-S-T-R-A, B and E. All right, so my comment has been submitted, it says this time. So it doesn't just post up automatically, and that's because we're moderating the comments. Excuse me. So now if I sign in as Luke again, the site administrator, I'll see these pop back up here, and I can go to activity, and I see comments here. I think I typed the name in the wrong place. So I can see the comment here. The text says, please bring a salad. And I can click on that and hit approve. And now all of the comments are out of here, and there's none waiting to be moderated anymore. I can exit out of activity. I'll refresh this page. And now you can see that Hopstrabe commented, please bring a salad. So that's an easy way to respond to people and create conversation around these different events you're doing. So that's pretty much the basics of it. It's all pretty straightforward. It's very similar to any social media network you would use or any other blog that you've used before. Most of it's pretty simple and easy to use. Also, under activity, you have your event log, and that, oh, wait a minute, I was thinking the wrong thing. Post is where the posts show up, and I already talked about that, so we don't need to go into that. So yeah, that's everything I needed to get to. Now we're going to switch back over to my slides, and if you have any questions, now would be the time. So in the question area, leave me your question, and I'll try and answer it real quick if I know the answer. So I'll give you a couple minutes to think through anything I may have missed that you wanted to know more information about, or anything I said that was confusing. Please ask those now, and I'll try and get all of those questions answered for you. While we're waiting for people to ask any questions, we have product updates that come out pretty regularly. We just got finished with a pretty large one recently called Styles. I talked a little bit about those earlier, but I also did a webinar, I think it was last week, on those. So you can check out our YouTube to learn more about those. But any of those updates, you can learn about them as they come out by subscribing to our blog, by going to 360unite.com/blog, and you'll receive information on all of those. So if you have questions, send them in. I have a question that says, can you briefly go over what a user needs to do in their browser to get feed notifications? Great question. Let me look. Let's see. I think they would just subscribe to it. But how you do that is a good question. Let me look. Nope, not that. That's a good question. I might have to look into that, figure out how they subscribe to the blog to get notifications when a new one comes out. I believe there is a way. It's just not coming to mind right now how that works. So I'll get that question, or I'll get that answer, and I'll send an email out to all of you with the answer to that. I've got another question here. Can you use password protect for a page so only certain people can see? Yes, that you can do that, and that's how you. Let's see. Right now, let's say that. Let me confirm that you do that. Oh, actually, I was wrong. On these feeds, these are all public. You can make the comments moderated, but as far as having a feed that is private, you would do that through a different area of the website called groups, and groups can each have their own feeds, and then they only people within that group can access that feed. Or you can set it up so that anyone who has a username and login password can view that feed, but people in the public cannot. So you do that through groups, and we'll be talking more about that, I believe, on Thursday. So if you can make it for that webinar, I'll be walking through how to set up feeds in your group pages. So great question. You can set up password-protected pages, but that would be in a group rather than in a feed. So we'll talk about that Thursday, like I said. Any other questions? So right slide again. Like I said, if you would like product updates to find out what new features are coming out when they come out, subscribe to the blog at 360unite.com/blog. You can learn about all of the new product information. The blogs usually have information about how to use the different updates and what they all do and things like that. So it's a really handy resource for anyone using the software. You also have my contact information here. My name is Andrew Osborne. There's my email and phone number. You can also contact our support team at any time. They know far more about the software than I do. They've been working with it for years, answering questions every day on it. So if you ever have a question, call in or send them an email. They're really quick to respond and extremely helpful. So you can contact me with your questions, or you can go straight to them. And we'll try to get those questions answered for you. Again, this is how you subscribe to the blog. You go to 360unite.com/blog, and you subscribe right there. It's pretty easy to subscribe, and you start getting all of those updates immediately. Give another minute or two just to see if we have any other questions come to mind. Anything you want to know more about, or something that doesn't make sense, leave that question in the question box. Here's my contact information again. And like I said, anytime you have questions or something just doesn't make sense to you, call or email either myself or the support team, and we can get those answered for you. All right, well, if we don't have any more questions, one more time, here's where you subscribe to the blog, 360unite.com/blog. If I don't have any other questions, I guess we can end a few minutes early today. Thank you for coming and learning more about Church360 Unite. I hope that you'll be able to use feeds in your ministry and find ways that they can be of use to you and your congregation. So thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great day.